Alrighty, this will be the day trade recap for Thursday, August 6, 2026. Let's take a look at the pre-market plan here. So, market has rallied into all-time highs after being in this higher time frame balance. Last week to end the week, we bounced off the low. We ripped straight through the highs, creating a new all-time high. Since then, yesterday, we had a opening consolidation followed by a sell-off. Since then, we've been in a very tight range. Since basically the whole afternoon yesterday and into the pre-market, we've just been in this nice little consolidation range. So a couple things I'm watching. First was I ideally wanted to see the breakouts of this balance. If we broke out to the upside, see continuation for a move into this little supply area / all-time high. And if we were able to break the downside, I would be looking for shorts first into this little RBR structure area, second into this little RBR structure area that corresponds with this value area low. And then I did say if we were remaining within this balance and confirmation was really good, I'm not opposed to taking it. But with it being, it was about a 23-point balance, so if you catch it exactly at the end point with say you bottom ticket exactly at the lower extreme, you still at max only have like an 11.5 point window to hit take profit in the middle of the balance. So when you actually get in the setup and you have a few points risk, now you're at 4 points risk, you got to make 8, but there's only 7 to the balance because there's only 11 points from the extreme to the balance. Stuff like that, it gets a little tricky. And just with it being a tight balance, you can see a lot of fake outs. So, all that being said, that's was scenario 2, and if I was going to take it, A plus confirmation, probably size down. So, let's get into it. Price breaks down below that 4543 area at open. I start looking for shorts for that downside continuation. We get a pretty nasty failed break. Price rallies up. At this point, I'm looking for pullbacks to take longs on a failed break setup. I don't get the pullback. The mean of the balance is hit. It's like 57, 56, somewhere in there. So at this point, the setup isn't voided. But I'm kind of like, all right, did I miss this? And if I did miss it, that's completely okay. But looking at the tape, here's where we sold off. I started looking for shorts. We retested. We didn't really have a key delta or low volume node. So that was another reason I was very, very cautious on shorts and didn't end up taking it. If there was a key level here, I probably would have gotten short there. But this reclaims. I'm kind of watching this level right here originally, get a little pullback into it. It bounces, I don't get an entry, then I'm watching it again kind of here, it fails. When it fails in here, I'm done watching it, I just let it go. Then price, of course, just below where I'm watching, gets absorbed and booms. That's when it hit that mean on that first move. So at this point, I'm thinking, like I said, I probably missed the move. It is what it is, but I still have this delta level that I'm watching, and I've now expanded it down to just where this pullback held. So I'm still watching it to see what happens. If we get really good confirmation, I'll take it with low size to target that midpoint again. But yeah, low size because the target's already technically been hit, and we're in such a tight range. Now, why do I get in this? We get a sharp pullback. We see absorption. This is technically building the low or higher low for this initial absorption and aggression. But what we kind of see here is another very micro time frame version of my reversal entry, which is absorption, aggression, exhaustion / absorption. You mainly want to see it be exhaustion. But we see absorption, aggression on this buy side. Not crazy, but then what we see here, those little tiny sellers right there get exhausted. At that point, price started rallying, and that was enough for me to get in with just one lot. 49.5 entry, pretty solid entry, honestly. 44.5 stop. All the way down here. Typically on this type of entry, you're going to put it below the exhaustion, but with just one contract and the way this was playing out, I wanted to let it run. But I was quick to move my stop loss like 2.5 points higher. Once this moved a little bit in my favor. Looking at this picture, we can see nice absorption occurred on that pullback. Here is just a nice view of the context. Clean breakout or failed breakout of this lower time frame balance, long wick. Sellers got aggressive but couldn't sustain below. Prices coming back responsively. What do we think is going to happen? I think a mean reversion is going to happen, and that's what we traded. So got in here, held this, held through all this. My initial target was a high of daybreak to then trail into these balance highs up here at the 70s, which got decently close just now. But what happened when this broke, I didn't really get much opportunity to trail. We already started seeing a bunch of weakness when we got towards high of day, which was also near that higher time frame, or not higher time frame, but our overnight balance mean with high of day. That's a very likely rejection point. So when we start slowing down and rejecting here, I'm getting really antsy. When we get this pop to high of day, I go ahead and cut it, and I get a pretty nice exit right there at 58s. So I ended up making 8.5 points on that just on one contract. So it's not making Lamborghini money today, but it is what it is. It's very happy with the patience, the execution, the decision making today. Had a good bias, was patient on entries, passed up on chasing the market here when I wanted to be long. Didn't force anything, waited for a good entry down here, didn't just force it right when it touched the zone, waited for good confirmation, and that confirmation was what allowed me to make 8.5 points in just 4 minutes. So there's our entry, 49.5, exit at 58. Alright, that will be it for today. We'll be back tomorrow hopefully with another video. Unless we don't take any trades, then I might not. But alright, have a good day.